Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Secret War, Retro Secret Wars 40th anniversary. Here we have the Beyonder. I got all my figures from ToySnowman.com. They have since sold out of 5 of the 6 figures. Iron Man is the last one remaining. Link in the video description below. And for new accounts, when you first create your account, you will get a 5% off coupon code using my referral link in the video description below. ToySnowman.com, they have all the Hasbro stuff, all the Marvel Legends and all that. But they have everything for your action figure collecting needs, whether it's the import figures, Joy Toy Warhammer stuff, which is hugely popular and getting even more popular, or any of the action figures that you need and collect. Toy Snowman has you covered, so link in the video description below. But here we have the Beyonder, the final figure in the wave for me to review, and this one is going to be a cool one because Beyonder hasn't had a figure before. Sure, cool, yeah, that's great. But look at that Battleworld accessory that he comes with. That is awesome. I am really excited for that piece there. We have that villain square shield that he comes with, and you can see the Beyonder, and then I guess alternate form there. And then he has an extra set of hands, and then we get the swappable card for that shield. The throwback card to the Mattel action figure line is cool. We see Marvel Legends series up at the top as it replaces the Marvel superheroes that we see here on the 40th anniversary logo. So that is really cool, recreating that. Here we get a look at the back of the package, the cross-sell. We are on the final figure to review here. The bio reads, after pitting the greatest superheroes and supervillains against each other, the Beyonder attempts to discover his humanity, and in the process becomes an all-powerful, if naive, god. Interesting. So there we go. We have the Beyonder. Let's go ahead and rip this open and take a closer look. Hey guys, if you're a first time here and you're new to the channel, thank you for checking it out. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I set a goal for 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're just shy of 900 to go with about a month and a half or so. We can do it, but if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button now. Alright guys, so this is kind of how I created just, that previous scene and took an image here. So the Beyonder's a fun one. There's not a whole lot going on for this figure, if I'm being completely honest. I think at this point it's just about a matter of having the character in action figure form that's really going to be the highlight for some folks. But this is a pretty basic figure. But let's go ahead and zoom out. Let's take, let's just zoom in and let's take a closer look at the details. But again, not a whole lot going on here. The accessory, the Battleworld accessory, truly is the best part of the figure because I really like, this accessory. I really like it. I think it's cool. So let's take a closer look at that, closer look at the figure. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Beyonder. Head sculpt looks pretty good. If anything, the skin tone looks a little soft, but I think it's okay. The hair, I think the hair could have been a little bit more curly and kind of crazy looking coming down his face, but it looks good. He's got that sinister smile in there, bright blue eyes. So we have that there. There's no paint on this figure other than his head sculpt. As you can see, he's just wearing like this jumper suit. I don't even know what to call it, but it is all like one singular color, and that's how he was in the comics. So there's nothing like, oh, they went lazy with it. That's how he looked. I mean, that's how they did it. You got the chest open there. So we have the figure. One thing that is weird though, the boots and the lower leg, it's all one piece. I thought the boots would be a separate piece and we'd get a swivel in there, but they just sculpted one entire piece on there. We don't typically see that. I'm sure this is not the first time, but it just is a little bit odd. He has an interchangeable set of hands. So actually in the package, he has fists. And then we get these open, like gesturing, like open hands, like kind of sinister. Like if he's holding Battleworld, like he doesn't necessarily hold it, but I guess he kind of could hold it if you wanted him to. But let's take a closer look at this Battleworld. So Battleworld is just like, in the multiverse, he just kind of pulls different places together and creates, one Battleworld. And that's what this is. So you can see a couple of different places kind of smushed together to create one world. We get some flames in there. These pillars kind of sticking out. If you look at images from the comics, this is exactly how it looked, which is pretty cool. We got some green in there. So I really love the way it looks. So it's pretty cool. Definitely a nice touch. Definitely an awesome accessory to have. So very, very pleased with it there. But Beyonder, again, not a whole lot going on with him. But let's go ahead and check out his articulation. Okay, so the Beyonder's articulation, his head is on a dumbbell joint, so unfortunately he can only look up that much there. He can only look down that much there. You get a full rotation in that head sculpt, and you do get some good pivot on that head, so that's good. The arm you can get to go straight on out like so. You get a full rotation in there. You have an upper bicep swivel in there. Double jointed pinless elbow gives you that much bend there at the elbow, which is nice. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on the open hands as well as the fists. Here is something that we don't get all the time, but from time to time. We get a ball joint waist type of deal. And if you kind of look in there and take a peek, you can see how the inner workings of this particular figure is, because it's a kind of an odd design, right? Ab crunch really wouldn't work for this jacket look. So they went with the ball joint type of deal. So you can tilt the Beyonder to his left that much there. You could tilt to the right. It feels like it should do more, but I don't know if I'm just stretching it. It doesn't hold. You can tilt to the right that much there. Leaning back isn't a whole lot, and then coming forward is only a little bit there. You get a full swivel in there as it kind of clicks around, and again, kind of some circular motion there. Legs you can get to go full on splits, as you can see there. You can only kick forward so far. The way it's designed, like it comes to a point here in the front, and that point just hits that hip joint, so you can only kick forward that much. You do go back a little bit. You got a thigh cut in there. Very, very stiff. It's tight fitting in there for that thigh cut. Double jointed knee. Super ugly bend at the knee, by the way. Super duper ugly. Like super ugly. Look how big that is. And it's because he's got baggy pants. So baggy pants, the knee joints, the knee bends tend to be really ugly, and that is no exception here. So that's how that looks. And again, I thought it was odd that this boot and leg piece is all one sculpt. It looks, because there's no paint and you see no separation, it just kind of looks cheap. Like, what? Again, it is accurate to his design in the comic, but, you know, a boot swivel would have been nice. Foot hinges down all the way. You get some hinge up, but the top of the foot does hit that curve in there, so you got to work it a little bit, and you can get it to go up a little bit more. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and then ankle pivot. So pretty standard articulation. Even with the dumbbell joint, we just the ball joint waist, we don't get a whole lot of movement in there. It's just a little bit of tilt and kind of side to side there. So that is the Beyonder. Okay, so we're looking at the shield. It is the square shield given to the villain. So Titania also had a square one. I've already swapped out the Secret Wars 40th logo in there. I will swap it back. As you can see, we do get the larger wrist peg because his wrists are a little bit larger. You can see at that cuff there, even though it's not as big as the puffiness of his jacket, it is a little bit larger. That clip does go on there very nicely, so no need to worry about it breaking. Potentially, you do still always want to go like easy with it. You can open it up, and then you could just swap out the pieces. You got the lenticular piece, which is kind of the Beyonder. I don't know if that's like his metaphysical form there, and then this is his look there. So that's what we got, and then you got the notches to be able to keep this in place. Keep this in place there, and then we have that shield. So there we go, Secret Wars shield. Okay, and here we have a side-by-side with Owen Reese, the Molecule Man, because the Molecule Man is the one that ends up defeating the Beyonder. And I'm a little surprised by the height difference between the two. I was just looking at the Secret Wars 2 comic, the sequel event, and I feel like they were probably closer in size, although the look for the Beyonder did kind of change. He did kind of grow a little bit more of a mullet. It's that 80s, man. Wild time, because look what the hell he's wearing. It's like a suit and a jogger jumpsuit. Like tracksuit, like I don't even know how to explain it. But there we go between Beyonder and Molecule Man. And Molecule Man did play a huge role in the Secret Wars 2014 event. I think it was 2015, 2014. One of those. I don't remember which year it came out, but Molecule Man played a huge role in that. Okay, so here is the Secret Wars wave altogether. Titania, Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and the Beyonder. Good figure for the Beyonder. Nothing great. I mean, it is his kind of, I don't know if you can call it his first appearance, because the cameo appearance in the first Secret Wars event, he wasn't there. It was just like the Beyonder, right? Like his presence. But in action figure form, like he first had taken on the Molecule Man's like look, like his face. But this, I guess, would be his first full like look to himself, and then he had a couple of different looks. His hair seemed to grow out a little bit. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the Beyonder? It's a good figure for the first time for the Beyonder, but nothing too spectacular. I don't know what else to expect out of the figure, though, if I'm being completely honest. there we have it. But you guys give me your thoughts on the Beyonder down in the comments below, and then let me know what you think of the wave. Solid wave for sure. Yes, it's a bunch of characters we've gotten many times, but we got some good versions of them. They're all fully pinless, which is a great thing. Because a lot of Wolverine figures aren't pinless. It's kind of crazy to think, but that is the case. But you guys give me your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.